Did you ever feel like you are your own worst enemy? Good, why? Why? Why do you feel that you are your own worst enemy? Isn't it weird? So, why? When games get confused, the opponents get confused, and you will find yourself as the enemy. This is really fascinating. Look, when the game get confused, you don't know who is the opponent and who is the friend, because there's a confusion in the game, and you will find yourself doing things that the enemy will do. Did you notice that sometimes within an organization, you have one person that fight another person and another person, they're all fighting internally? Did you notice that it happened in a family? Wife and husband fighting, children and parents fighting. This is when the game get confused. They don't know what the game, they don't understand that the game is like that. They don't understand that, okay, this is the game, this is the enemy to overcome, yes, and we here supposed to overcome the enemy. So instead us overcoming the enemy, we start to overcome ourselves. This is when the game gets confused. We're starting an internal game here of he is my stop. When the game gets confused, you start to attack yourself internally, and what you have is a cancer. Cancer is a situation when the game gets confused. The person that's responsible for growing the body is actually saying, whoa, 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 the normal cells will not do the job. I'm going to attack them and create hysterically new cells. The game gets confused. That's all. Now, when you feel that you are your worst enemy is because the game got confused. You are never your enemy if you know in which game you are. If you know what's the stop, what you need to overcome, you know this is the mountain, I know I need to overcome that, I am doing it. Good, next. You will never be your worst enemy. You'll never be any enemy. And if you think for a second that you are your worst enemy, that's the beginning of the end. You are never, ever, ever, ever your worst enemy. You are not an enemy if you know which game you are in. But if the game gets confused, unintentionally, you become the enemy. So you are the enemy only when the game gets confused. So it's really important to define what are the games, because all the thing I'm telling you is I'm going to convince you that you need to define the games. And very soon I'm going to give you a drill to define your games, and so you'll be able to see which games you are in and which games you are not, and boom, you will see the improvement. Most people, most of the time, are confused about their games. Is there an instant handling? Is there an instant handling to never confuse the game, to always win? Is there an instant handling? This handling will actually make sure that you are never in the wrong game, okay?